Hey YouTube, so I'm coming down to the garden to harvest some things and I thought I'd bring you along with me. I did notice a few things in the garden that I am excited about that I thought I would share. So earlier I came out here and I noticed I have a garlic scape. This grows on the garlic and it is basically the flower. It will eventually turn into the flower of the garlic, but these are really good to like cook with. So I'm probably gonna wait till the rest of the garlic gets all their scapes and then I will cut them off and probably make a pesto out of it. But pretty cool. We did have some new additions that I can fill you in on. So we got this whole area back behind the beds leveled out and we planted our cannabis plants down here. I also planted a cucumber to grow up the fence. Here of course is the butterfly bush, which isn't doing too well, so I applied a layer of compost and worm castings on top of it. And then in between the cannabis plants, I have planted some different things. This is a melon. I forgot what the name is. It's kind of like a cantaloupe. I'll have to look at the name. But I planted that one there. And then I have a watermelon here. These leaves kind of died when I transplanted it. They're not doing too well, but there is new growth. So I'm hopeful that it will continue growing. And then I also planted that same kind of watermelon here, and this one's doing good. So I'm hoping these will, branch out and cover the ground and the melons will grow at the base of the cannabis plants. I also got some purple tomatillo that I planted here and there, and I'm gonna kind of tie those up to the fence above it. But those are the new additions. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. So right here, kind of along this edge, I planted some dahlias. So I got the dahlias in the ground, one there, and then I have one in that terracotta pot right there. I forgot which varieties I planted where, but I planted 3 dahlias in, which I'm super excited about. Sorry for all the soil laying around. I'm still planting stuff. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna plant the last things into the garden. But I planted my thyme that I had up on the balcony up there. Since I moved all the gardens down here, I planted the thyme here. I don't know if this was in my last garden video, but I planted some radishes. They're looking really good. They're starting to fill out. So I'm excited to harvest those eventually. And I planted a bunch of corn, just throughout this bed. And then I got this variegated lemon thyme. It smells so good, you guys. It smells amazing. Just had to get that cool shot in there. And then I took some of my Greek oregano and planted it in here too. I just took a few little stems that had some roots on them. But yeah, and then also beans. I don't know, I probably should have watched my last garden update before I made this video, but because I don't know if I told you guys that I planted the beans and the radishes and stuff already, but I did. But everything is looking really nice in the garden. But I did come out here to harvest all this chard because I have a raspberry bush that I'm gonna plant into here tomorrow morning. And this volunteer chamomile popped up. And by volunteer, I mean I did not plant this. At the edge of this bed, I did not plant that. But I did have a chamomile plant up on the balcony last summer, and it must have spread some seed down here because it just grew and I couldn't pick it out because it's chamomile. So I'm gonna harvest some of this and that Swiss chard. And for the chard, I'm just gonna go in with my clippers and just clip the whole plant off. And I'm gonna be preserving all of this, and I'll probably make a video of doing that, and I'll upload that tomorrow by the time you're seeing this. Okay, so now I've got all of my chard, big old handful of it, which the birds have been eating at, as you can see right there. But now that I harvested the chard, I'm gonna get that chamomile. Okay, so for the chamomile, it's super easy. You're just gonna just pick the flower right off, and it will come off, and then I'll just drop it right into, if I can make it. I guess I shouldn't be looking in the camera. Drop it into there, so I'll just pick it off, drop it. All right, so now that I got all this chamomile, I'm just gonna be drying it for tea. So I'll just take it in the house with me and put it in a dark, cool spot and let it dry out. And yeah, that's all I came down to the garden for. Have a good night, everybody.